Welcome friends, it is I, your Lost Guy, and it's time for the Jungle Guide Update. Now Smite is a constantly evolving game, and as such, players and guides need to adapt. The main guide is still very important to watch because it covers a lot of ideas and concepts that you need to know, while this update will cover things that have changed since that guide came out. So for beginner and intermediate players, this is a very good place to go to just understand what's going on and how to adjust to it, while advanced players probably have already figured all that stuff out. So let's get into it. Now in the current meta, the short lane is where the solo god goes, and the long lane is where the duo of hunter and support go. The jungler will open their routes with the solo lane regardless of which side it's on, and eventually leaves there. Now what's important to note is the mid Furies are worth a lot of golden XP, and they respawn every 3 minutes. Because of that, you're expected to clear them out every 3 minutes. Your mid god should help you with this, and so should the support god help by roaming over. But you gotta expect the same thing from the enemy team, so you should expect the enemy jungler, mid, and roaming support to be at the mid Furies every 3 minutes as well, so you have to plan accordingly to that. Can you get them? You should save your hog to try to get them, and such and such. You can try to get kills if you want, but never die trying to get the Furies or to get a kill. Dying is never a good thing, so always try not to die. The support's okay to die if they sacrifice for an important reason, but that's about it. So you gotta keep that in mind and have your hog ready. Currently the jungler opens with the solos for the first couple levels because they don't have the best clear of jungle at the start. So for the left side you want to open orange into blue and then go into lane. For the right side you want to open red alone while the mid and solos take out the mid fury. Then you go converge onto blue and then go into lane. Now in lane you want to farm up well but not get hurt too much because you need to stay healthy for the mid fury fight at the 3-minute mark. So you want to do that, just keep farming, poke the opponent if you can, which will back them off and make them weaker for the mid-fury fight. But don't go for kills necessarily unless you think you can get it without dying. If you can get a kill without dying, that's great, because dying is disastrous for a jungler. It's disastrous for them if they die, it's disastrous for you if you die. So you want to make sure you kill them without dying. If you trade, then it's not as good. You want to make sure they die, not you. And then, of course, there's the mid-fury fight at 3 minutes. By that point, you should be either level 3 or 4, which is pretty good. You need to not have used your hog. You only use your hog at open and then save it until the 3-minute mark so that you can instantly get that. And from there, you got to figure out what you want to do. Do you want to keep your lanes healthy? Do you want to go for a gank? You want to do more farming? Whatever you do is up to you, and you'll figure out what works best at what given time as you play jungler more. Now, since the main guide, hog has been nerfed. Across the board, it only hits 3 minions now, so it's not as effective as it used to be in the lanes, but it's good for jungling, of course, because there's only 3 minions there. Now, level 1 has a 90-second cooldown, while level 2 of hog has a 60-second cooldown. So I feel like you should get level 2 as soon as possible, but not in the open. You should always have hog 1 because you need that money for something else. But as soon as possible, the first or second back, you should get hog 2. The reason for this is because every 3 minutes, you can do 2 jungle camps and a mid-fury camp. While as with hog 1, you can only do 1 jungle camp and 1 mid-fury camp because of the 90 seconds on that. And it really does save you a lot of time because you're just clearing so much so quickly. In a couple levels though, of course, it'll be easy to just clear without using hog, and you'll save that for important engagements, or put up to level 3 for the stun version, or for the objective clearing version, which is up to you. Now your opening build as a beginner should be the red potion open. Later on as you get better you can come up with your own builds, but the best build for a beginner is the red potion open. That is red potion, hog 1, and Bumba's Mask or Death's Toll. Which one you get is dependent on your god. If your god is very ability heavy, then Bumba's Mask because of the sustain from mana and the healing you get from killing jungle camps. While the Death's Toll is more for basic attack heavy gods. Gods that hit a bunch of minions very quickly, or just hits a big group of them because of their cone or something like that in their basic attack chain. Examples are Bumba's Mask for Bastet because she's so ability heavy, and Death's Toll for Thanatos because he hits twice and then does a cone which hits 3 at once, and then of course he makes Bumba's Mask redundant because when he kills minions, he heals off of them. Mercury is also good for the Death Toll because he hits so many things at once with his 1, which also counts as basic attacks. Nausea as well because of his cone and is a speedy attack, and just stuff like that. So just keep that in mind as you go. Abilities Bumba, basic attack, Death Toll. Now a quick word on wards. They're worth 50 gold now. They were a lot more expensive back in the day, but now they're worth 50 gold and you can hold 2 of them. Which means anyone on either team can afford them pretty well because they're so cheap. So you should always expect that maybe you're being seen in the jungle at any given time, so ganking will not be easy. But that doesn't mean that's all there is to it. You can also use wards to counter jungle by looking where the enemy jungler is with wards, or you can just use your presence to scare an enemy god back. If an enemy god sees a jungler, they will be more cautious. And when they're more cautious, they will back off and not push the offensive on opponent. So you can use that to keep a lane healthy by scaring back an enemy god. Now in summary, the main thing you should take away from this guide is this. Wards are cheaper, so expect stronger enemy awareness. Hog is weaker and should be used mainly for jungle camps because it only hits 3 targets. You should always open with a solo lane because it's more efficient to do it that way because it's so hard to clear lanes on your own. Know which opening build works for you. So Bumba's Mask for ability gods, while Deathtoll for basic attack gods. And finally, you should expect the support to be roaming around the mid lane from both teams. If you keep all this in mind and also the information from the main guide, you should do very well for a beginner to intermediate jungler, and in time you will find your way towards advanced play. And that'll be good for you, so good luck to everything and have a lot of fun. And so that is the Jungle Guide update. We had a lot of fun making it, hope you had a lot of fun watching and learning from it, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by and see you next time.